Welcome back to Ancient Asian Legends. I'm your host, Meili Soon. If you are new here, welcome. Join us as we explore timeless tales rooted in Asian literature. Today, we embark on the journey of Emperor Taizong through Journey to the West, a classic work by Wu Cheng'en dating back to 1592. Without further ado, let's dive into today's story. Chapter 23. The Emperor's Resurrection. Previously on Ancient Asian Legends, the government officials heard repeated loud cries from inside the emperor's coffin.
I'm drowning! I'm drowning!
At that moment, the palace attendants had all fled, and no one dared approach the coffin. Fortunately, the upright Zhu Maogong, the wise minister Wei Zheng, the brave Chen Xuanzang, and the impulsive Jingda stepped forward to support the coffin. They called out,
Your Majesty, if there's something troubling you, tell us. Don't play ghost tricks and frighten your family.
This is no ghost trick. His Majesty is returning to life. Quickly, bring tools,
Minister Wei said. They opened the coffin lid and indeed saw Emperor Taizong sitting inside. He was still calling out,
I'm drowning! Who dares rescue their sovereign?
Maogong and the others helped him up, saying,
Your Majesty, wake up and don't be afraid. We're all here to protect you.
I have endured unthinkable torments and triumphed over infernal demons, only to face treacherous waters threatening the dragon throne. Such perils are beneath the dignity of the Emperor of the Great Tang.
Your Majesty, please calm yourself. What water disaster are you speaking of?
I journeyed to the banks of the Wei River, where twin-headed fish danced. There Grand Marshal Ju, in egregious betrayal, cast me into the depths. Only the mandate of heaven preserved me from a watery demise.
Your Majesty still has the aura of the underworld about you,
Minister Wei Zheng said. They quickly brought restorative medicine and prepared rice porridge. After taking these a few times, the emperor returned to his normal state. He had been dead for 3 days and nights before returning to the world of the living. As night had fallen, the ministers asked the emperor to retire, and they dispersed. The next morning, they changed from mourning clothes to colorful official robes, gathering outside the palace gates to await the imperial summons. Emperor Taizong, having rested well, rose at dawn. He dressed in his imperial regalia, looking majestic and awe-inspiring. The emperor ascended to his golden throne, gathering his civil and military officials. After they paid their respects, he proclaimed,
Those with matters to report step forward. All others, you are dismissed.
Zhu Maogong and Wei Zheng, among 24 other officials, approached the white jade steps and prostrated themselves, saying,
Your Majesty's recent dream lasted so long. How did you finally awaken?
Days ago, I received a letter from Wei Zheng. In a vision, my spirit left the palace, and I saw the Imperial Guard inviting me to hunt. As I travelled, the people and horses vanished. Then I encountered my late father and brothers in dispute. Amidst the turmoil, Judge Cui Jue appeared, dispelling my late brothers. I handed him Wei Zheng's letter. As he read it, a figure in blue carrying banners led me to the Hall of Yama. There I sat with the 10 kings of hell.
The emperor continued his tale, describing his encounters in the underworld, the judgment of the Dragon King, and his narrow escape from vengeful ghosts. He concluded by recounting his return to life and his fall into the Wei River. The ministers listened in awe, offering congratulations. News of the emperor's revival spread throughout the empire. Emperor Taizong then issued an edict pardoning prisoners and releasing palace women. He also ordered the creation of a grand Buddhist ceremony to help lost souls. Meanwhile, Yu Qigong took a treasury of gold and silver to Kaifang in Hunan to find Xiangliang. Shang was a poor water seller. His wife, Zhang, sold pottery. Though they earned little, they often gave to monks and burned paper money for the dead. In this life, they were kind but poor. In the afterlife, they were wealthy. When Yu Qigong brought the treasure to their door, the old couple was terrified. They knelt, trembling and speechless. Yu Qigong said,
Please rise, elders. Though I'm an imperial envoy, I've come to repay you on behalf of the emperor.
Shaking, Xiang replied.
We have no money to lend. How could we accept such wealth?
I know you're poor, but your donations and offerings have accumulated in the underworld. Emperor Taizong, during his 3 days of death, borrowed your treasure. He's now repaying you. Please accept it so I can report back.
Oh, heavens, no. We're just simple folk barely scraping by. It's true we burn paper money for the departed, but that's just our humble way of showing respect. How could someone as grand as the Emperor have borrowed from the likes of us? We're nobody. Please, good sir, we beg you. We can't take this treasure. It would bring us nothing but misfortune.
His Majesty said Judge Cui can vouch for the loan. Please take it.
Merciful Buddha, we'd rather face our end than take this money. It's too much, far too much for simple folk like us. We've lived honest lives, and we aim to leave this world the same way. Even if refusing means our time is up, we just can't accept such a grand gift. It wouldn't be right, not for humble people like us.
Seeing their refusal, Yu Qigong reported back to the emperor. Taizong, learning of their refusal, declared,
Truly they are paragons of virtue.
He ordered Hu Jingda to use the money to repair temples and build shrines in their honor. Hu bought land in the city and built a grand temple named Imperial Shangguo Temple, with shrines to Xiang and his wife. When the work was done, Taizong was pleased. He then gathered officials to organize a grand Buddhist ceremony to help lost souls. Monks from all over the empire were invited to Chang'an. Within a month, many arrived. The emperor ordered Fu Yi to select eminent monks for the ceremony. However, Fu Yi submitted a petition against Buddhism. Taizong presented this to his ministers for discussion. Prime Minister Xiao Yu argued for Buddhism's importance, while Fu Yi debated against it, citing Confucian values. Taizong then asked Zhang Daoyuan and Zhang Shiheng about the benefits of Buddhist ceremonies. They praised Buddhism and advised against abolishing it. Taizong was pleased and said,
Your words are just. Any further dissent will be punished.
He then ordered Wei Zheng, Xiao Yu, and Zhang Daoyuan to invite monks and select a virtuous leader for the ceremony. From that day, a law was passed to punish those who slandered Buddhism. The next day, the 3 ministers gathered monks for selection. They chose an eminent monk named Chen Xuanzang, also known as the River Monk. Xuanzang had been a monk since birth. His grandfather was a high-ranking official, and his father was a top scholar. Xuanzang was known for his virtue and vast knowledge of Buddhist scriptures. The ministers presented Xuanzang to the emperor, who recognized him as the son of Chen Guangrui. Taizong proclaimed,
Indeed a worthy choice, a monk of great virtue and spirit. I bestow upon you the highest Buddhist ranks in the empire.
Xuanzang accepted the honor and was given a golden robe and special cap. He was instructed to organize the ceremony at Huasheng Temple. Xuanzang gathered 1,200 monks and prepared everything meticulously. The ceremony was set for the 3rd day of the 9th month to last for 49 days. On the appointed day, Emperor Taizong and his court arrived at the temple to offer incense. The emperor admired the grand setting and addressed the monks.
You have shown great dedication. Do not neglect your duties. When this work is complete, each of you will be rewarded. Rest assured, your efforts will not be in vain.
The 1,200 monks bowed in thanks. After the day's ceremonies, the emperor returned to the palace, promising to return in 7 days. As evening fell, the officials departed, anticipating the grand spiritual event to come. How will Xuanzang perform in the grand ceremony? What twists and turns await him in the future? Find out next week on Ancient Asian Legends. Today's episode was adapted and edited by Mei Li Soon and Matthew Bohr, featuring original music by Background Music Lab and Studio Columna. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube by searching Ancient Asian Legends to receive episode highlights and ancient Asian proverbs. How will Xuanzang perform on his big day? Find out next week on Ancient Asian Legends. Until then, take care and stay enchanted.